Hello everyone, my name is Mehek. I hope you guys are doing fine and safe. And like always, I hope you guys are reading. For those of you who are coming back, thank you so much for coming here every week and listening to my reviews. I truly appreciate. Coming to the book that I finished reading, it's called Victory in Kitchen. It's by Annie Gray. To be honest, I wasn't sure that we are a day or two late, if you notice, in posting this review. I wasn't sure that I'm going to finish reading this book, but it was quite a slow read and not what I exactly expected. But yeah, we finally finished it. When I watched Crown series, I was quite fascinated by Winston Churchill's character, and when I read this line on the book, "The Life of Churchill's Cook," so I thought it would give me a more personal and interesting take on Winston Churchill as an individual. So I thought, why not pick up this book. That was my motive. And just a side note, I picked this up from Bahari Sense booksellers who are in Delhi. They're quite famous and impeccable customer service. I mean, the book literally reached me in Mumbai in just 24 hours, less than that also, I think. 24 hours, and I was super impressed and I was so happy. And in fact, the rate that they were offering was even less than Amazon. This is not a sponsored post, but just I love Bahari Sons as booksellers. They post amazing titles on their social media, and the customer service is really great. So yeah, now coming to the story of this book, it is a story of this ordinary woman who didn't belong to a royal family, who wasn't rich, and who wasn't even famous. She was just a lady who was so passionate for her cooking, and she was also someone that Winston Churchill walked up to and said that he couldn't have achieved what he did without her, just after he had addressed the crowd on the Victory on Europe Day. And her name is Georgina Landmere. She worked at the Churchills for 14 years, from 1940 to 54. She was their longest serving domestic servant. I mean, keeping in mind Winston's tantrums and anger and everything. She was the one who stayed the longest with them. Over the time, Georgina Landmere developed the reputation of being an excellent cook. She combined both French and English skills. In fact, Winston Churchill's wife Clementine was a close friend of Georgina, and she admired Georgina and valued her for her loyalty and her this talent and skill that she could prepare a meal with minimum fuss, and in spite of the wartime in London and rationing, she was always able to create this impeccable meals with minimum fuss. Okay, yeah. So now talking about Winston Churchill's character, because some of his food habits, because Georgina worked with them, so her biography has kind of given insights about him. Now it is said that Winston Churchill, had this great love for food. He was someone who drank and ate energetically, and he was also someone who suffered from indigestion. His doctor advised him to give up on alcohol altogether, but he completely refused, saying that a life without alcohol was not worth living. Now, Winston Churchill, he always prided in putting a great show at the dinner. He used to organize these really lavish dinners, and people like attending his dinners. And he was always regarded for obviously his oration skills, but also someone who brought people together. And for this, at least for bringing people together and putting up a great show at the dinner, Georgina was really responsible for it. I mean, thanks to her, there were repeated guests at Winston Churchill's house who highly praised and liked Georgina's food. Now, you will also get insights about what he liked eating, what he hated. Like, for example, he preferred honey in his breakfast. He loved peaches. He obviously loved alcohol, and soup was something that he couldn't do without. In fact, he thought that you can really gauge a cook's ability by the soup he or she cooks, and he completely loved Georgina's soup. There is a very funny incident. So when Hitler was bombing London, Georgina was stuck in the kitchen. She was cooking something and she didn't realize is that the bombing had started. And immediately Winston Churchill rushed to the shelter and he rescued her. And after rescuing her, he made this comment and he said, you should be more careful because if Hitler gets you, I won't get my soup. So he really liked Georgina's soup, and Georgina was someone, because when he used to travel from one house to another, one place to another, she used to pack soup for him or pack food for him. In fact, she was someone that so Winston Churchill usually did not bother to converse with the domestic staff, but he personally knew Georgina. He addressed her by the name. In fact, whenever they paths cross, he made an effort to stop and make a conversation with her. And even when he died, Georgina got an official invite for the state funeral, so she was that close to the Winston Churchill family. Now besides the food thing, you will also read a lot about the wartime London, how the entire London did rationing at that time, and how Winston Churchill did rationing at that time. How he still couldn't manage to ration alcohol because keeping in mind his love for alcohol. But in an interesting thing that I came across was how, because Winston Churchill was admired so much all over, people from countries where rationing was not observed, like South Africa, Australia, America, they used to send edible parcels to him which had alcohol, cheese, and jams and stuff like that. So he used to often get these edible parcels, which actually helped Georgina to make these really lovely meals for him. So yeah, he used to get these lovely edible parcels from all over the world. Yeah, moving ahead, you'll also read about interesting things that the author has shared, like how the women were employed during that time, and how the top level chef status was only reserved for the French or the male, and women were only hired because they were cheaper compared to men. You would also, like I said, they have covered about the wartime London, so how the rationing was done during wartime, what people ate during that time, how they used to survive, how they used to cook and everything. And you will also read about the servants and the rules laid down by them, what time they're supposed to have lunch, like the lunch is supposed to happen by 11 a.m. in the morning hours. They're not supposed to sit because it's usually busy hours. So yeah, the eating habits of the people, what people used to eat, what time they used to eat, what time the dinner used to be there, the supper or lunch. So yeah, all those things that happened in 19th century, you'll be reading about that. Basically, it's also a culinary journey right from the 18th and 19th century, to up to the 20th century. So you'll be reading about that as well. Now coming to the problem of the book, why I said in the start it was a slow read. So the first half, the book is I think 300 pages plus. The first half, like till 150 pages, it was only about from where Georgina came, the village, her people and everything, which I felt was not so important. Like it was basically a slow narration of a rural England that pretty much I think didn't add any value to the whole book. Okay, if it was purely a biography of Georgina, if that was my motive to pick it up, then maybe I would have been interested. But the motive to pick this book was to read about the Winston Churchill. And so the good part, the interesting part, the meat actually came in the second half of the book, like after 150 pages. That's when I got interested in reading the book. So yeah, I felt that the author could have avoided that extra over info about the ruler England that she gave in the first part, which kind of I felt dragged the plot. And at one point I was like, what's happening, why is it happening? Like the plot was everywhere, it was too confusing. So yeah, that was what my problem with the book was. However, I'm not taking away the fact that this book is you come across this remarkable journey of Georgina, how she came from a very humble and ordinary background, and how she managed to rise up in the hierarchy and make a name for herself, in an industry which was dominated by male. And she reached a position wherein she was choosing people whom she wanted to cook for and whom she wanted to serve. So yeah, I think that was very commendable and that was very interesting to read. That's pretty much on the book, but like I said, it was a very slow read. At one point I thought I'm not going to finish it, but yeah, I mean, if I have picked up a book, I need to finish it. Just last thing I would like to share, there's a very wonderful advice that I came in this book. So when Georgina, she's 14, and she's starting her career. She dropped out of school, I think at 12 or 13, and that's when her father, his name was Mark, he got her in the side and he gave her this valuable advice that kind of stayed with me. And I think if someone tells me what advice you would like to give someone, I think this is the exact thing that I would like to say. So he tells her three things that you need to do in life. So he says that first of all, be honest, always be honest. Second thing he says that never borrow money from anyone because it makes enemies for you. And third thing he says is always be on time. So I think these are the three most simple and valuable lessons, and this is something that Georgina always imbibed in her life, and rest you can see is history, what remarkable career she's had. So yeah, that's all on this book. Hopefully my next read is more interesting and fast paced, but I'm going to see you guys next week. Till then, take care, bye bye.